Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. It is 6:30 in the morning. Finally have my new camera, so I'm allowed to do this. I can see myself, making sure everything is in focus and the lighting is on point. So, as I said, it's 6:30. Need to try and keep the kids asleep. But it's check-in day. It's the final official check-in day before our shoot next Saturday. Now, I was up hydrating fairly late last night, so I'm going to do my scale weight now, but then I'm going to go do my steps just to try and get some of that water out, just to see if I can bring down that scale weight. We'll see what it says anyway, but I feel a bit watery, so we're going to try and get some of that out. And I'm telling you, I'm parched. I'm very thirsty right now, but I don't feel very well. I actually feel dehydrated, even though I'm very well hydrated, so we'll see how that will affect scale weight. We'll go through our check-in and then we'll go over our feedback, because I'm assuming this final week we're going to go into baseline, which is going to be very hard because I'm already flat as fuck. So yeah, I'll give you guys the feedback on that. We'll go through a bit of check-in process, maybe do some posing. I don't even know what I'm doing, but it would be funny, so but yeah, we'll jump on the scales now, and then jump on the scales after I get some steps in. Right, I'm actually lighter than expected. That's the lightest I've been throughout this entire prep, 88.8. It was our goal to get into the 88s, but as I said, I still feel watery. I don't feel that dry this morning, so we are going to try and get some of that water out now by steps and see if it does affect scale weight. But yeah, lightest that I've been, 88.8. That's the lightest I've been in a year, because I was pushing up into the hundreds. I don't like being this light. I don't like being this lean, but it is what it is. There's a purpose behind everything. It is. I'll speak a little bit about it and kind of what it's been doing to me and my family in terms of unhealthiness and unsustainability towards harsh dieting and prep after I do my check-in and find out what next week looks like. But for now, let's go get some steps. Make sure sports mode is on to get these steps in. And we're off. Unless you're this far into prep or you've really harsh dieted, you won't really understand how much the fatigue has effect on simple things like walking, just dragging heels. It basically affects your NEAT as well, right? So when your fatigue is really high, you start to do things a lot slower so your body can handle it, right? So things like NEAT, so your exercise activity thermogenesis, basically what you do day to day, fidgeting, walking, fucking sneezing, anything like that, it starts to take effect. So you actually turn out burning less calories because everything is just moving a lot slower. So that takes a bit of a hit. So my steps in the morning usually are quite fast because I like to burn them calories, but with the way that your body's working with no energy or very, very low energy, it makes everything a lot tougher. So even holding this camera right now is very tough. So we're about to enter the forest. Let's go. Hello.
Morning, mate.
Morning. There's a lot of new houses coming onto this estate where I live, which is good to see. It's definitely going to increase the value of my property, but there also is a school being built as well, which they seem to be taking forever on. So hopefully they'll be sorting that soon, so we can make some more money on the house and eventually move back to Australia, because it is the goal to move back to Australia. But it is nice to see. Hopefully they'll put some shops in here too. Right then, steps done and dusted. So let's see if it had any effect on the scale weight at all. It was warm out there. Obviously I wore a jumper as well, so hopefully that pulled some of the moisture. So let's find out where we're at. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the check-in, bit of pictures, and then wait to hear what our next week looks like. Weight didn't change at all, still 88.8. But that's a good sign. It's the lowest we've been in this cut, so 1 week out. Well, it's Thursday now. Well, this is our final official check-in. Then what we'll do is we'll send our scale weight and our images next Thursday, leading into the loading day before the shoot on Saturday. But yeah, positive, everything seems to be going in the right direction. Right, check-in submitted, so now we're just going to wait and find out what the plan of attack for next week is. There is a lot of dishes that need to be put away behind me, so we'll get onto that in a minute. It is currently (9:18). I'm absolutely starving. Actually, to be fair, I've just had my coffee, so I'm not actually starving, but when you're this far in, you just can't stop thinking about food, so I'm just thinking about food. So currently on my rest days, my meals are $18.95. That is, I believe, 142 carbs, 47 fats, and 232 protein. So the protein's high enough to keep me satiated, but there's just not enough energy for me to just function. So what we're going to do is we're going to push food back as far as I possibly can today. I'm going to try and get it to about 10:30 and get the first meal and just really narrow that eating window. Try and get myself down to bed early tonight as well. So it kind of just helps with cravings and pushing your meals a little bit closer together. As I said, it narrows that window, so there's less time to think about food and less time to worry about hunger. I probably will still keep putting in sugar-free drinks just because the carbonated water helps me feel satiated. Not to mention that little bit of sweet tooth just hits nicely. So probably just some Diet Cokes or some Monsters or something just for energy purposes. And as I said, just to make me feel like I'm satiated. So yeah, just patiently waiting now for the feedback to see what goes on. I'll let you know what happens there, and then probably just keep this one quite short. I'm not sure yet. You've seen my food, so there's no real point going through anything like that again, but just wanted to keep you updated on where we're at, and how I'm feeling, and kind of the pros and cons of bodybuilding. You know, I'm getting a lot of positive feedback in terms of my physique, how I'm looking, how tight my body's gotten, how much muscle I've retained, but it all comes at a cost. So 1900 calories is the lowest I've ever been. I really hope it doesn't go any lower, especially on a rest day. But yeah, positive, kind of. So it's now 10:45 on Monday, the final few days leading into the shoot this Saturday. Now this video was already supposed to be edited and posted, but we just had a big branding relaunch, Peak by Persifit, which was yesterday, which went down very, very well. I'm very excited to now be able to have that out in the open. But basically there was two parts of this video that actually didn't go as planned. It's actually pretty stupid, to be fair. So basically
I had my mics set up and I didn't turn them on, so it had nowhere to record. So now I've got my little mic like this. You know, if I put this up here, it kind of gets in the way of the screen. I'm trying to make sure that I'm in focus all the time. But yeah, I basically just filmed the whole section on how this prep has affected me and my family, and I'll probably break that down into another video. I don't really want to go into that too much on this one now because I've already said it all. It's like 6 minutes long, but we'll leave that. But more so, it was kind of there was another video basically breaking down the changes that have gone into this week from my check-in with Ben. We reduced, I think it was 50 grams of carbs. We replaced my post-workout Cocoa Pops with one Rice Krispie Square, and also on my rest day I think we lost 50 grams worth of steak. So realistically it's not the worst. I'm still managing perfectly fine. It's just, you know, food right now is purpose rather than pleasure. Although I still make my food very tasty. It doesn't need to be boring. It doesn't need to be just here's potato, here's steak, and here's your veg on a plate. You can make it far more exciting. I chop it up, mix it all through. I've been starting to play with like switching my tuna out for prawns instead because they have the same value. You can actually get more volume out of prawns for the same macro content of, you know, 100 grams of tuna. So I'll make a nice little stir fry with that with some low-cal sauces. CaloFit is what I use, and it's actually crazy how low the calories are and how tasty the flavors actually are. But this wasn't actually part of the video, but I thought I'd just chuck a little plug in there for them because they are very kind to me, and the sauces are absolutely second to none. But yeah, in terms of moving forward, as I said, it's Monday. The shoot is this Saturday. We've got no more leg sessions, so I'm just going to do. I had to push yesterday. I'm going to do pull today. I'm going to rest tomorrow, and then I'm going to do push pull again, and then. Friday is going to be a refeed day, get some carbs in, and then we're going to take the water out from 4 p.m. on Friday, take the salts out, put the HR tablets in, the water retention tablets, make sure that we completely dry everything out, ready for the shoot on Saturday. I wish I could be a bit leaner. I mean, I'm fairly lean, but you know, we've done a lot in 12 weeks. That being said, I don't really like being this lean because it's very tolling on my body, but looking forward to very, very much go into an off season now. So we're going to get this shoot wrapped up, out the way, enjoy some food on Saturday. I'm going to do a video on how the shoot goes on Saturday, and then yeah, as I said, go for some food with the boys, and then on Sunday morning it's cinnamon swirls for breakfast, and I can't wait. And then me and the wife are going out for dinner. But yeah, that's kind of like a breakdown on this video this previous week, and then leading into shoot this week. So I hope you took something away from it, how my journey's going, how bad I am at posing. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the next video. But yeah, as always, please like, subscribe, share, drop comments below, give suggestions, and yeah, so I'm gonna cap this one off, and then until then, I'll see you on the next one.